hour continues to come from Kerala, where the Popular Front of India, a radical organization and as named by the NIA, as named by several courts in this country as well. Extremists is what they have been called. They are not only trying to divide communities as they tried in their May 21st rally. Now there is open intimidation that is caught on camera, and Times Now's crew, Vivek Karandalam and our video journalist there at the receiving end of this intimidation tactic of this radical organization. While we were trying to report and get you details about this child who now seems to have gone missing, the child who was used as a pawn by the PFI for its rally on the 21st of May, supporters of the radical organization now decide to come and stop us. They tried to get in the way, asked our crew to leave, or else was the warning that was issued to Vivek, our reporter there on ground, and his video journalist. They tried to stop them from leaving as well. And Vivek continues to be with us to tell us exactly what transpired there. Vivek, like you were mentioning, it was the police who had to actually intervene so that you could get your car keys back. But the men who stopped you, do you know that if they are PFI members or the PFI supporters? What exactly were they telling you?
When I try to, what I understood from the, the people out there are, these are all people, these are all PFI supporters in that area. We don't know what position he holds, but this person who has actually removed the key from the car is the uncle of this young boy who has raised this inflammatory slogans. Remember, initially we just tried to reach there and just give a glimpse of his house and just try to talk to people out there. But at that point of time, a person who just came and tried to intimidate with our video journalist, and then he shouted slogans and
Ahmed is with us. Vivek, I request you to stay on with us. Mr. Ahmed is with us. Mr. Anis, if you're looking at these visuals, our reporter being heckled, you're shooting the messenger just because he was reporting from the spot. What exactly happened?
Sorry, I'm not able to see the visuals. Can you please explain me what are these issues?
Okay, Mr. Anis, our crew was at the spot while we were reporting on the story. I'm sure you've seen the chilling video of a child who was giving out death threats. I'm sure you were aware of that video. After Times Now took it up, it was the Times Now impact. There were arrests that were made as well, and now the reporter who covered the story was heckled and he was roughed up.
Yeah, actually I'm not aware of what happened, but as a general policy, we Popular Front of India, we never indulge in any such heckling of any reporters. So if any such thing happen, I need to inquire it with our local state leadership on what really happened. Okay. But as a general policy, we condemn any such thing, that any attacks or any heckling that happens to media done by anyone, no matter it's Popular Front or anyone. So we'll strongly condemn any heckling of any media personnel. Okay. So I need to get some more details about what happened.
Okay, we'll let you get more details, but one second, I just want to also ask you about the details of the case that we have seen previously. The child who was seen on camera, his father is said to be a member of the PFI. I'm sure you're aware of this PFI rally that took place in Kerala.
Yes, a few days back, yeah.
Yeah, so the child who was seen issuing these death threats, I'm sure you heard that as well. Is there a clarification that we can expect from the PFI?
I think the PFI state committee member already had a press conference a few days ago, and they gave a clarification saying that, number one, these slogans, what was said there, were not the official slogans that were distributed by Popular Front. And you might have seen that usually Popular Front programs, we have a list of slogans that are being circulated among the slogans here. So this particular kid, he came out and he gave us slogans on his own. And the slogans were also, we have seen that it were doctored by the BJP IT cell.
You're saying a 9-year-old child came up with these death threats on his own. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Okay.
So,
and in this slogans, you might have seen that he never mentioned the word Hindu or Christian. But those were, if you have seen the entire slogan...
No, I can understand Malayalam. He does say that. One second, Mr. Anis Ahmed, I just want to ask you, you're saying that this 9-year-old child came up with this death threat on his own. So what would you say to the people who were around him, who were also chanting and also cheering him on as he was giving these death threats? You're saying all of them are not part of PFI. What is your clarification on that?
See, actually, our state leadership has already said that if there is any objectionable part in the slogan, then our state leadership has condemned it. But what we condemn on one side is basically that this video has been doctored. The word Sanghi has been removed from there, and they have added Hindu and Christian. Nowhere there were slogans or
Okay.
threats
So
given
if
to
he says
Hindus and
Sanghi, it's
Christians.
acceptable for you. If he says Sanghi, a Sanghi will be killed, you're saying that slogan is fine. That was the slogan given by the PFI.
Even I have seen some translation. In that translation, there is no mention of killing anyone.
So when somebody says, and the child is saying, get ready for your last rites, that's what he's saying, keep rice ready for your last rites. If you want to live in our village, then ensure that you behave. This is what he says. Maryadik ki jeevit cho, that's what he says, which means learn to behave well if you want to live here.
See, again, it's all part of interpretation, how you interpret it. But what I understand is he's never said he will kill anyone, or people should kill some other people.
So if you want to live in this village, ensure you behave yourself. This kind of a threat is okay. Saying prepare for your last rites is not a death threat according to you.
See, again, I would say that it all depends upon the interpretation. If the interpretation you are taking is that way, it's up to you.
So what is the other interpretation, Mr. Anis Ahmed, when somebody says, and this is very, very clear in his statement, he says, prepare for your last rites. What is the other interpretation?
Yeah, as I said earlier, that our state leadership exactly said that if there are few words in the slogans which are against the policy of the organization, then we strongly condemn that. So I stick to the stand that our state leadership has given. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying if you condemn the statement, that's enough. Such kind of indoctrination that we are seeing, a 9-year-old child, and you yourself have said it, this is not being said by me, you said that these were the statements given by the child himself. It was not the PFI, the child came up with it on his own. His family members are said to be PFI members. You're saying that there's nothing wrong with this statement, they came up with these statements on their own, and all we are going to do is just condemn this statement.
Yeah, actually, when you're talking about indoctrination, such indoctrination should also be condemned. What happened in the RSS shakas, where small kids are coming in chaddi, wearing shorts, and
so you're equating wearing shorts to somebody giving death threats?
Not shorts. They are indoctrinating the anti-Muslim hate. You might have seen in a lot of dharma sansad where small children are taken oath to boycott Muslim business and boycott Muslims. So indoctrination on all sides should be condemned equally.
Indoctrination should be condemned, yes. So an eye for an eye, is that your answer? Firstly, on RSS side, there has been a clarification on that. So do you condemn it? Can I ask you to not just condemn the statement, but also say that you won't see any PFI leaders giving out such a statement?
Exactly. PFI leaders will never give such statements. It's our policy. We never say such things which is against, which is illegal. So Popular Front leaders never give us such statements.
Okay, so you're distancing yourself from it. You're saying this child was not a part of the PFI. Will you take action against those who were around him? Because even if he himself was giving out these chants, there were other PFI leaders who were also chanting the same. So can we expect you to take action, not just condemn it, action against those who were part of it?
Definitely. If our internal investigation finds that any of the PFI members have done anything that is against the policy and against any illegal thing, we'll definitely initiate internal investigation against them.
Okay, all right. Mr. Anis, thank you for joining us. That's the first statement of condemnation coming in from the PFI. But